Oscar-winning actor Gene Hackman and his wife, Betsy Arakawa, were found dead in their home in New Mexico along with their dog, the Santa Fe County Sheriff's Office confirmed to CNN. He was 95 years old. Tragic discovery has sent shockwaves through Hollywood and beyond, as the world mourns the loss of one of the most iconic and versatile actors in film history. Authorities have not yet confirmed their exact causes of death, but the circumstances surrounding the incident have been deemed suspicious enough in nature to require a thorough search and investigation, according to a sheriff's deputy who spoke on the matter. The details were included in the affidavit for a search warrant obtained by CNN affiliate KOAT. The lack of immediate clarity has left many wondering about the final days of the legendary actor and his wife, raising questions about what could have led to such an unexpected and tragic end. The bodies of Hackman and Arakawa were first discovered by maintenance workers who had entered the home to conduct routine work, according to the affidavit. Upon entering the property, they stumbled upon a scene that prompted them to immediately contact law enforcement. What they found was deeply unsettling. Inside the home, Arakawa was found lying on the ground inside a bathroom. A space heater was positioned near her head, and an open bottle of prescription pills was spotted on a countertop nearby. A dog was also found dead in the bathroom closet, adding another chilling detail to an already tragic scene. Hackman's body was discovered in a different part of the house, near the kitchen. According to the affidavit, the deputy who arrived at the scene suspected that Hackman had suddenly fallen, as his body was found sprawled on the ground. Authorities noted that both Hackman and Arakawa appeared to have been deceased for several days before their bodies were found, further complicating the investigation. Despite the unsettling nature of the discovery, initial findings have not indicated any signs of forced entry or theft. The front door was reportedly open and unsecured when authorities arrived. Two other dogs, both alive and in good health, were found in different parts of the residence. These details have left investigators piecing together what exactly transpired in the final days of Hackman and his wife. One of the first concerns authorities addressed was the possibility of a carbon monoxide leak or a natural gas leak. However, an initial investigation did not reveal any signs of such hazards. With that possibility ruled out, the search for answers continued. The search warrant application submitted by authorities requested permission to look for a variety of potential clues, including combustible materials, controlled substances, weapons, DNA, and other potential evidence that might provide insights into what happened inside the home. As of now, it remains unclear whether a more extensive search has taken place or if further evidence has been seized. In their initial public statement, the Santa Fe Sheriff's Office stated that foul play is not suspected as a factor in those deaths at this time. However, they also emphasized that investigations were still ongoing, and additional information would be shared as soon as it became available. A spokesperson for the sheriff's office stated that an updated report would be released later in the day, providing further clarity on the situation. Chris Ramirez, a spokesperson for the New Mexico Medical Investigators Office, explained that medical examiners' reports, including the final cause of death, generally take anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks to generate. Until then, speculation continues and fans, colleagues, and loved ones remain in the dark about what truly led to the deaths of Gene Hackman and Betsy Arakawa. Hackman's death comes at a particularly poignant moment just days before the Academy Awards, an event that celebrates the best of the film industry, an industry in which he left an indelible mark. Timing has only amplified the emotional response from fans and fellow actors who revered his contributions to cinema. Gene Hackman was an actor whose performances transcended generations. His roles in films such as The French Connection, Hoosiers, Unforgiven, and The Firm elevated character acting to leading man status. He was known for bringing depth, complexity, and authenticity to every role he played. Hackman often portrayed conflicted authority figures or surprisingly intelligent white-collar villains. One of his most iconic roles was that of Lex Luthor in the Superman film series of the 1970s and 80s. His version of the classic villain was cunning, charismatic, and layered with a mischievous sense of humor. He won his first Academy Award for Best Actor in 1971 for his portrayal of New York cop Popeye Doyle in The French Connection. The gritty, relentless detective who would stop at nothing to catch his target was one of the defining roles of his career. Doyle's pursuit of justice came at a personal cost, a theme that Hackman played masterfully, balancing bravado with vulnerability. Another one of Hackman's standout performances came in 1974's The Conversation, in which he played a surveillance expert who became obsessed with a particular case, to the point where he began questioning his own morality. His portrayal of a man consumed by his work was haunting, adding to his reputation as one of the most skilled and versatile actors of his time. He won his second Academy Award in 1992 for Unforgiven, where he played the brutal sheriff Little Bill Daggett, a man whose sense of law and order was often clouded by his own violent tendencies. It was a performance that further solidified Hackman as one of the greatest actors of his generation. As news of Hackman's passing spread, tributes from Hollywood and beyond poured in. Francis Ford Coppola, the Oscar-winning director who worked with Hackman on The Conversation, posted a heartfelt tribute. The loss of a great artist is always cause for both mourning and celebration. Gene was an actor's actor, a man whose performances elevated every film he was in. A true master of his craft. Actor and writer George Takei also honored Hackman in a social media post. One of the true giants of the screen. Gene Hackman could play anyone, and you could feel a whole life behind it. He could be everyone and no one, a towering presence or an everyday Joe. He will be missed, but his work will live on forever. Hackman's career was not an easy one. He was 36 years old before he landed his breakout role in 1967's Bonnie and Clyde, in which he played Buck Barrow, the ill-fated brother of Clyde Barrow. Before that, Hackman had spent years struggling to make a name for himself, working odd jobs to support himself. He served in the Marines, spent time as a truck driver and doorman, and even had a brief stint as a furniture mover before finally breaking into Hollywood. Interestingly, he shared a strong connection with fellow actor Dustin Hoffman, with whom he was once roommates during his early years in New York. Both men would go on to have legendary careers, but their paths to success were anything but easy. At the age of 74, Hackman effectively retired from acting. "It's probably all over," he told CNN's Larry King in 2004. He kept his word, stepping away from Hollywood and choosing to live a quieter life in Santa Fe, New Mexico, with his wife Betsy Arakawa. He rarely made public appearances in his later years, preferring to focus on personal interests and writing. Hackman was previously married to Faye Maltese, with whom he had 3 children. Maltese passed away in 2017. While Hackman largely stayed out of the public eye in recent decades, his legacy as one of the greatest actors in film history remains untouchable. As the world processes the tragic news of Gene Hackman and Betsy Arakawa's deaths, fans continue to reflect on the remarkable career of a man whose work will stand the test of time. Whether as a hardened detective, a menacing villain, or a deeply flawed antihero, Hackman brought an unparalleled authenticity to every role he played. His impact on cinema will never be forgotten, and his performances will continue to inspire future generations of actors for years to come.